morning, Mavericks. Today is Wednesday, September 11th. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think I started realizing that 9/11 was a thing around elementary school, but started understanding it around middle school.
During the moment of silences, especially when when you're so young, a lot of people kind of just do it because they're told to, not necessarily because they understand what they're doing it for or because they have sympathetic connections to what happened.
I've never seen the Twin Towers actually there because I wasn't born then. It's just a weird feeling inside to think about that something that massive happened right before I was born, a year before.
I can see the Freedom Tower from where I live. My mom was, we were looking out the window and she kind of implied that there was something in that spot. She was, implying that the Twin Towers were there and that something happened.
My mom worked in 6 World Trade, all connected to the South Tower when it had happened. She was on the 3rd floor getting breakfast when she felt the building shift. She made it out, so she's fine, but she was there when it happened.
And I saw it on all these different channels, like the memorial service. I was like, "Hey, Mom, what's going on? What's happening?" And she was like, "Oh, this really crazy thing happened on September 11th." And I was like, "Oh, okay." That was weird. And then through school, I started learning more and more, and then I realized how terrible it really was.
As a person who was so young when 9/11 happened, was there a particular photograph or piece of video that you carry with you as a defining image of what happened?
It almost made me like I was watching a movie. I didn't make the connection that this is what actually happened. It was more like I was watching a film where a plane was crashing into 2 buildings and then it collapsed and there was smoke and there was fire and there was people yelling in the background of the news footage.
I saw people jumping out of the building. In my mind, I was like, that's crazy that they thought jumping off the building was their only option.
Probably the video that you see people jumping out, that you see people flying out and bodies all over and suit on the floor.
When people were waving their clothes, their shirts, or things like that out the window, and that stuck with me. It was just like a loneliness.
Having no memory of the cause of the reality is that's a thing that happens a lot, right? September 11th caused a lot of things happened all around the world because of it, and it's events like that happen. Things that are so catastrophic, they change the world, but there's nothing we can do about that. So we just kind of live in the different world.
I want to thank the students that filled out the form to be anchors. I got many, many great responses, and I will be reaching out to those students so that we can get started doing the morning announcements. So thank you for completing the form. And the form is still live. If you are interested in being an anchor, you still have time to submit your form. Students, are you having trouble logging in at home? Well, I have some instructions that you can follow to help. You can also stop by the Media Center and I can help you as well. Check this out. First, sign in with your username and password. When you open Chrome, you might see 2 tabs at the top. One says Zscaler. Click on that tab, and in this box, it's going to ask for your username. Your username is your student ID at student.cms.k12.nc.us. So, reminder, do not forget it has to be at student.cms.k12.nc.us after your student ID. Also, be sure to check your spelling. Make sure you're spelling student correctly, CMS correctly, K12, NC, and US correctly. And finally, double check and make sure you have put in your student ID correctly. After that, you may see an error screen. If that happens, go up to your tabs, to your folders, and click on the CMS bookmarks, click on CMS Launchpad, and try to go into the Launchpad. It'll probably ask you for your username and password again. If you continue to have problems, come and see me in the library.
Happy birthday